Well, the thing about this team is they play extremely hard. You can tell they're a well-coached team, but those guys, they're going to come in and they're going to get after it. They got one of the better big men in their conference, and the kid Adam Pegg. That's going to, watching film, he's giving a lot of guys problems, being able to score inside and out. I think everybody on their team has taken at least 2 threes. So this is a team that shoots a lot of 3-pointers. So if they get, if they catch fire, they'll be a team that can really compete with us. So it's going to be a good game. They're going to come in. It's not going to be something where we can just go in and show up and win. We got to play our game and play the way we know how to beat this team. They're a good team.
What makes Pegg effective? I mean, he was a guy who was at Delaware and didn't score a whole heck of a lot. What have you seen from him? What makes him?
Well, they throw him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They make an effort to get him the ball. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what his situation was at Delaware, but those guys do a really good job of looking for him and trying to get him the basketball. And when he gets it, he's pretty effective down low.
There's a potential for distraction in this game, both from the '87 championship team and another game next week. How focused are you guys on the game at hand, and so not get distracted?
This is the only game that we're even mentioning. Whatever happens next week happens next week. But for the '87 team coming back, I think it's important that we play well. Obviously, those things, the things that those guys accomplish, are where we're trying to get to. Are exactly what we're trying to get to. So to have those guys in the house is exciting for us. We do want to play well in front of our national championship team. So we're excited that they are here. So again, we want to put up a good showing in front of those guys.
At the same time,
they know what it takes.
Do you maybe want to also see a good response after a really emotional win middle of last week to come out crisp and sharp tomorrow?
Absolutely. I mean, winning on the road with this team, a true road win, is really big for our program right now. It's really exciting for those guys. But, again, that's not the end of our season. We had a really good practice yesterday. Had a really good outing today. So our guys are focused. I think they've done a really good job of staying focused on the task at hand.
How would you assess your perimeter defense, your ability this year in guarding the three?
Well, not that we didn't pay attention to it last year. Right. I think our guys are a year older, a year more mature. It's very important that we do that. So I think our guys understand, and we've had some success with it. So the more successful we are with doing things like that, the better our guys get at it. So they definitely see the importance of our 3-point defense.
You put up a bunch of points in the first 5 minutes against Carolina State, and then in the next 15 minutes of the first half, you guys didn't score a lot. Were you able to teach some lessons off of kind of the contrast in the way you guys were playing?
Well, absolutely, but defense has to be our constant. There are times where we, like you said, we didn't score, but we stayed strong defensively. And, according to the score, we only have to score one more point than the other team does to win. So we know that our offense is not going to be there every night. It's not going to be there throughout the entire game. But our defense should remain constant throughout, and I think that's what we did against NC State.
What are the residual benefits, perhaps, of the last 7.5 minutes against NC State when you guys had to come back on the road and you did it?
It's invaluable. Those are the things that, as a staff, that we preach all the time. Just stay in it. Just stay in it. In terms of, don't get down if a shot doesn't go. Let's not get too down if we fall 4, 5, 6 points behind. There's still more game to be played. Just keep on pushing on. And that's what our guys did. So with it working, it kind of gives our staff a little bit more credit. Like, hey, those guys kind of know what they're talking about. We just keep on. And, again, Coach Buckley was in the huddle. Was like, hey, just keep on playing defense. Keep on playing defense. And that's what we were preaching the whole time.
Anything else? I'll get the guys to come in right now.
Coach, sorry, go ahead. Real quick, just Remy came off the bench for you guys during the NC State game and made some big contributions. And, a lot of people really don't know a whole lot about him. What does it mean that he can, come off the bench like that and put forth that kind of effort?
It's big for our team. It's also big for Remy's confidence. We see him every day. We know that he's capable of doing just those things and even more. He's a freshman, and freshmen have those freshman woes at times. But he came in and really contributed to our to us winning that game. But again, we know that those are the things that Remy are capable because we see those things every single day, and I'm happy for him that he was successful in such an important game for us.
How much of a positive is it that it's been different guys, be it Remy or Will in a game or Victor, different guys are stepping up and taking on that lead role?
Well, that's kind of hard. That's the makeup of our team. We have a lot of different guys that could lead us in scoring. We got guys that can lead us in assists or lead us in rebound. And I think that's the beauty of our team. If one guy's not clicking offensively, hopefully there's another guy that can just be plugged in and do just as well. So that's kind of the makeup of our team. The team is the team.
Coach, you guys maybe change things up a little bit personnel-wise, going to a team like NC State, a little bit longer, more athletic. That's a team that likes to work from the outside a little bit more.
You know, we didn't. We stayed with what we did and what we do in terms of our matchups. We started our same five. In a game like that, you just never know who's going to step up and make big plays. We would love to have a game where, all 12 guys we play really click. But I don't know how possible that is. So the beauty of it is that we didn't have to change anything. We knew they were extremely athletic. Only thing we told our guys at halftime, we need to box out and rebound. If we rebound with this team, we'll have a chance to win. So those were the only adjustments that we made, even at the half, is that we had to do a better job of rebounding.
How important was Christian in that second half in terms of rebounding? It seemed like he really kind of zeroed in on that part, especially the defensive glass.
That was really important. I mean, it's one of his roles on this basketball team is to rebound. And he didn't do it very well the first half. He was unbelievable the second half. And I don't know how many, I think he got 7 rebounds, but the timely rebounds that he got, with those guys climbing over his back and he's holding those guys off, he was in there battling his tail off. That was a major, major part of why we won, because we out-rebounded them in the second half. And Christian was a big part of that. So it was huge. It was huge.
Do you feel like you have a consistent 5 that you feel like you'll stay with for the majority of the season, or is there still some wiggle room, I guess?
There's always wiggle room. But the 5 that we start, we have other guys that come off our bench who are capable of starting. The problem that we have, you can only start 5. So, I think if we took a guy out and plugged another guy in here or there, I think we would continue to play well. Just so happened we only get to start 5, but there's other guys on our team who are capable of starting.
Okay, let me get the coach out of here.